YouTube, what's up, baby? We're back in this thing again for another review. This is Q's Insight. I am Callie, and today we're going to be talking about Halo Episode 3, entitled Emergence. So, if you've been to the channel before, you already know how we do it. We started off with the premise, 3 favorite scenes, the grade, and then we on to the next one, right? So, again, Halo Episode 3, entitled Emergence. So in this one, we start off on a planet named Oban, I believe. Oban. And we see it's led by some soldiers, and they have, like, some slave workers, whether they're old, middle age, or even young. And they got them, like, going through, I'd say, like, garbage, junk. Trying to, maybe cipher out what's important and what's not. And as we see these workers and these, soldiers watching over them, we notice that there's 2 kids, and one of the kids, it's a girl and it's a boy. And the boy is reading to the girl. They find, like, this little book within the junk that's, scattered throughout this planet or whatever. And, he starts reading a story to the girl. And then what ends up happening is the Covenant ends up visiting that planet, and I guess you call them the elite. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't call them the arbiter, because the one arbiter that ends up being your friend in Halo, like 2 or whatever. But I guess they're called the elite. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure. Just the aliens, whatever. But the aliens land on the planet, start killing the soldiers and stuff like that, and they have this, like, little device that it pulsates, and they're trying to find what it is that is like, that's making it pulsate, and they're thinking that it's an artifact, but it's actually the little girl. So they take the little girl with them, and that's how the beginning is. And from there, that the little girl is the lady that is within the Covenant, and is one of the higher ups. You know what I'm saying? The human girl. So now we understand how she came to be part of the Covenant's deal. So then we go back to present time, and we see that lady. I'm just gonna call her the Covenant lady, because I don't know her name, but I'm gonna call her the Covenant lady, the blessed one. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. She's talking to one of the higher members of Covenant. She's telling them, hey, I'm gonna go to Madrigal. I'm gonna find the artifact, and not only am I gonna do that, I'm gonna find Master Chief, and I'm gonna kill him as well. And the Covenant dude's like, he agrees to what she says. So then we go from there, and we see Dr. Keyes, and she's she's talking to a captain about the artifact that Master Chief had brought back with them when they went to go get him. And it ends up being that the captain that she's talking to, she has a plan to have Halsey do what she needs to do. And then the captain also wants to get, in secret, Dr. Keyes to do, some stuff for her, run some tests on the artifact and stuff like that, because she feels like she could trust Dr. Keyes more than she can trust Halsey, whatever you want to say her name is. And then from there, we see that, Cortana is talking to Halsey, and, they talk about merging Cortana with Master Chief, because that's what the whole plan is, to do that. And that way, Cortana can watch over Master Chief, but also kind of, in a way, shun his eyes on things that, the UNSC doesn't want him to know, or, even that Halsey doesn't want him to know about. So then we go and we finally get to see them actually implanting Cortana in Master Chief's, you know, head, and they activate her. And now she looks like the game's Cortana, you know what I'm saying? Like the 3D model, whatever, you know. And then we see Quan. We go from there. We see Quan, and she's talking to Soren, and she's trying to convince Soren to let her go and go back to Madrigal because she wants to go, you know, help out the people that are still alive that were in the time under her dad's rule. But we know her dad's gone, and now, you know, the place is being taken over by a Vention. So she's trying to convince Soren to let her go, and, you know, she wants to kill Vention, and she wants to you know, help the rest of the people that are still alive, because, you know, those are innocent people, you know what I'm saying? But Soren is not having it at this time, and, you know, he's telling her, like, you know, I was told to keep you safe. I promised to keep you safe, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do, you know. And then from there we go to the Covenant lady, right? The blessed one, and her ship, the ship that she's was you know, riding in space. It arrives in front of like another ship of the UNSC, and at first they're about to like blow the ship up, but then they realize that over the intercom it's the girl, and she's like, "Hey, you know, I need help. Our team was attacked by this and that, and I escaped on the ship, and, you know, can you help us out?" So they end up helping her out. They end up sending out a drone to you know, pick her up from the Covenant ship and then bring her to, you know, the UNSC ship. And once she gets there, she ends up releasing these little like worm aliens or whatever, and they just go throughout the whole, you know, ship, and they kill everybody basically. So she got the UNC, and she killed a lot of people. It's not HQ, but it's one of the ships in space that they have. So and then you know, she ends up calling the Covenant and letting them know, like, hey, you know, I did this and that, you know, I'm still gonna make my way to Madrigal, and I'm gonna handle things that way as well. But I had to do a little quick pit stop, you know what I'm saying? But then we get a scene where Chief is talking to Cortana, and, you know, they're getting closer, because Master Chief is kind of pushing her away, and she wants to be close to him. And then ends up being a scene where the Master Chief ends up, you know, taking out the back pallet that Soren told him about. And once he does that, he's able to see life and experience life in a different way that he hasn't been able to do in a very, very long time, you know, because the back pallet that they put in there, it makes you emotionless, and it makes you numb, and, you know, it's whatever. You just kind of go through life as a robot. But with him removing it, he's experiencing just the smallest things, you know, hearing laughter, you know, seeing a dog, whatever it may be. And it feels completely different, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, now that he's taken out the back piece, you know, one of the Spartans that's on his team sees him remove it. As well as, you know, Halsey, she knows that he removed it because Cortana told her before he removed it. So, you know, that's not no secret. So Chief, you know, like I said, he's going around experiencing things that he hasn't felt in a long time. And so since he's got his back pallet out, he goes back to go touch the artifact. And when he does it, he remembers more. He remembers more. He sees more. And, you know, he feels more. And so he ends up finding out that at his home planet, where his dream, where he sees the little dream sequences whenever he touches the artifact, there's another artifact there that connects to the one that he found. So he's trying to find his home planet so that way, you know, he can go find that other piece of the artifact. So Chief tells Halsey about, you know, what he's discovered as he's touched this artifact again, as he's touched it without the back palette in, and the things that he's realized. So he tells her, you know, hey, there's another artifact out there. I'm going to my home planet. You know what I'm saying? I gotta see if I can find this thing. And she's like, you know what? That's fine. I'll go with you. So she's going along with him. I'm pretty sure maybe the other Spartans as well, whatever it may be. But they're all going to head their way down to the planet that he was actually born at, or the planet that he was living on. So that's pretty cool. We're going to experience that next time. And then from there, we see Quan, and she still talking to Soren. Well, actually, she tries to, like, fix a little ship and tries to, you know, escape from the rubble place that she's been staying at with Soren. And Soren ends up catching her, you know, in the act of fixing the ship. And he's like, you know, yeah, these things don't work the way they used to, da-da-da-da. But she talks to him, and she's able to convince him, like, hey, look, you know, I just want to go help other people, and I want to kill Venture. You know, if you allow me to go, or if you take me, I'll make sure that you're well compensated. So eventually comes around, he's like, you know what, I'm going to help you out, you know what I'm saying? But I'm going to get paid either way. I'm going to get paid either by you, or I'm going to get paid by the UNSC, because I'm going to turn you in, you know? Even though he's not going to do that, he just still, you know, there's just something to say. So now they're on their way to Madrigal. You got the blessed lady, the covenant lady, whatever you want to say. She's headed on her way to Madrigal, so we'll see what happens when that happens, you know? And then, you know, like I said, we leave off with, you know, them going to Madrigal, the blessed lady going to Madrigal, and, you know, Master Chief and Halsey going to his home planet to look for the artifact. But that's basically the premise of this episode. Three of my favorite scenes would be the beginning, learning about the blessed lady, you know what I'm saying, the covenant lady, whatever you want to whatever you want to say her name is. I don't know her name, so it's pretty cool, interesting to learn her backstory, because I was just like wondering, like, who is this girl, you know what I'm saying, who is this lady, and why is she held in such importance, why is she held up as such an important person, you know, to the covenant, you know what I'm saying, and now we're learning why, slowly but surely. Second favorite scene would be seeing Cortana in her 3D mode, like seeing her reminiscing to how she looks in the game, because at first when you see her, she's bald, and, you know, it's just like, what the... But then when you see her, you know, once she's implanted into Master Chief's head, like, it's like, yo, this is the Cortana that I know. You know what I'm saying? So, another one of my favorite scenes. My third favorite scene would be Chief, you know, experiencing everything that he hasn't experienced, you know, with emotion and with feeling and no numbness and, you know, not being so robotic, you know what I'm saying, just really being a human. Once he took out that back palette, it was really cool to see. And it really felt like you can see the difference in the way that he's acting, you know what I'm saying? And I got to give it up to the actor that's playing Master Chief for being able to do so, because you can see the difference of him just being a robot and then him just like looking around like, oh man, like this is what I've been missing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a total difference. So I can't wait to see how this character grows over the time. Now he's becoming more human and less robotic, you know what I'm saying? But that scene was pretty dope, man. That was pretty dope. I definitely felt like they did a good job for that. This episode out of here wasn't the strongest. First episode, you know, a lot of dialogue, a lot of story building, but good action. So it was enough to hold me there. Second one, all dialogue, all story building, but it was funny, it was good, and that was really interesting. So I like that one too. This third one, all dialogue, all story building. And even though the last episode was like that, this one I feel like it was just a little weaker. So I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. Still not a bad episode, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, definitely the weakest episode out of the 3 so far. If you guys saw the episode, let me know what you guys thought about it in the comments down below. Are you ready for episode 4? Because I am, man. Digging the show so far. Can't wait to see where we go next. You know what I'm saying? But please remember to like, subscribe, and share. As always, this is Q's Insight. I am Callie. Till next time.